Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmates. So today I'm going to discuss the reproductive system, and our assigned topic is male reproductive system. So, male reproductive system is the purpose of it is to supply and produce sperm. And then, when we look at the anatomy of the male reproductive organs, we will find the penis and the scrotum. So these are the two external parts of organ of the male reproductive system. So, the penis, inside the penis is the testicles. So the testicles naman is the start of sperm production. So this is where we should begin our discussion. So, look at the scrotum itself. Yung sa scrotum, isa tsaka sa that surrounds the testicles. That is testicles. So, isa siya kasak na ginasurround niya ang testicles. So, dito na mag-start sa testicles because testicles is the meaning is the start of sperm production. So, if you have take a look inside of the testes, we'll find these lobes. This seminiferous tubules. The seminiferous tubules. Like this. So, if we're going to take a look inside of the testis, you will find these seminiferous tubules. Sa seminiferous tubules naman, meaning niya is siya yung start of sperm production. The start of sperm production. So, pag itinanong naman sa inside, we have seminiferous tubules, then the start of sperm production. So, these seminiferous tubules naman have two major cells. It is the two major cells. Number one is the Setooli cell. And number two is the Leydig cell. So, these two major types of cells that are very important to supply the sperms inside the testis. So, ang Setooli cell naman is gina-produce niya ang androgen binding protein, or also called as the ABP. While sa Leydig cell naman is i-produce niya ang testosterone. So, muna yung duha types ng major cells sa seminiferous tubules. The Setooli cell and the Leydig cell. So, if these two cells naman is nag-bind together, what they do is they promote the sperm production. Sperm production. So, pag ganun duha is mag-bind together, gina-promote nila ang sperm production. Now, this is very important because you're going to have signals coming from the brain. So, the brain secretes hormones that control the testes. So, basically, there is the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus secretes one hormone that circulates to anterior pituitary and causes the anterior pituitary naman to secrete two hormones, and those two hormones are going to target the testes. And this is also known as the brain testicular axis. So let me show you more illustration that will give you more insights. The hypothalamus there is going to release so-called the hormones gonadotropin releasing hormone or GnRH. And then the GnRH naman is nagasecrete siya sa anterior pituitary gland, which causes anterior pituitary gland to release two hormones, the luteinizing hormone and the follicle stimulating hormone. So these two hormones naman is they are responsible para magkaigwasan hormone pangadto sa testis naton sa testis sa male. And then so, the luteinizing hormone naman is naga-stimulate sila sa Leydig cell. Ano gito kagaina ang Leydig cell? Ang Leydig cell nakaproduce ng testosterone. At ang responsible sa pag-stimulate ani is si luteinizing hormone. While the follicle stimulating hormone naman is nag-stimulate siya sa Setolyze cell. Ang Setolyze cell naman is nag-produce ng ABP. So, ano ga ito pag mag-bind together sila na kanina hormones? What they do is they promote the production of sperm. So that's why it's very important ang hormone para magkaigwas sa sperm production inside the testis. Tapos naman nagkakaroon kung paano nag-secretes ang brain, ang hormone sa brain to testis is ang katong ng mga na-produce na sperm na rin is they are going to transfer to this structure here. And this structure is so-called the epididymis. So, the function of epididymis is gina-store niya ang sperm na tuna diri sa testicles, gina-store niya, gina-mature sperm, and then transport sperm. So, through epididymis, kanina ga-store diri is gina-butan niya diri sa this line. Kanina line naman, sinatawag nato na vas deferens. Vas deferens. Also known as the ductus deferens. So, katong mga sperm diri na-store diri is gina-transport epididymis is iyang pakadisa vas deferens. So, kung habon niyo na magka-anak sa male sa isa katao, sa lalaki is ang tawag sila is ginakat nila ang vas deferens, ginakat nila or also known as ginagawa is vasectomy. Vasectomy. Kung habon na sa lalaki magka-anak. So, ang tawag sila is vasectomy. For the word ectomy is to cut. Ginakat niya ang vas deferens. Kaya, di rin nakadaloy ang sperm pakadto sa seminal vesicles through marisa urethra. So, di rin nakagawa. So, vasectomy ang tawag sila.
Good day everyone. So, this is my part. The vas deferens, ejaculatory ducts, and the seminal vesicles. Okay, so first is the vas deferens. So, what is vas deferens? Vas deferens is a long muscular tube that travels from the epididymis into the pelvic cavity, just behind the urinary bladder. So this is the vas deferens, the long muscular tube. So what is the function of vas deferens? Vas deferens carries sperm from the testicle to the urethra. So, ang vas deferens, amo daw siyaan nagadalasan sperm from testicles to urethra. So, next is the seminal vesicle. What is seminal vesicle? Seminal vesicle are sac-like pouches that attach to the vas deferens near the base of the bladder. So, amo ni siya ang seminal vesicle. This one. So, ang function naman ng seminal vesicle is siya yung nagpo-produce ng very important fluid which is the semen. It actually produces 2/3 volume of seminal fluid or semen. Next is the ejaculatory duct. So, each ejaculatory duct is formed by the union of the vas deferens with the duct of the seminal vesicle. So, this is the ejaculatory duct. This one. Next is the function of the ejaculatory duct. So, it is transporting sperm through the urethra and expelling semen from the urethral meatus. So, diba, this is the ejaculatory ducts. So, ang iya function, siya ang nagadalasan sperm through the urethra, this is the urethra, and expelling semen from the urethral meatus. This is the urethral meatus. Amo ni siya ang bagan hole sa penis.
So, my topic is all about prostate glands. The prostate gland is a walnut-sized gland that rests below your bladder in the front of your rectum. The prostate glands add additional fluid to ejaculate, with the helps nourish sperm. The urethra runs through the center of your prostate glands. Next is bulbourethral or Cowper glands. The bulbourethral glands are pea-sized structures on the side of your urethra, just below your prostate. They create a slippery fluid that empties directly into the urethra. The fluid lubricates the urethra and neutralizes any acid that may remain from your pee. So, ang bulbourethral daw is known as Cowper glands, are small glands located near sa aton urethra, below the prostate glands. These glands produce a clear, slippery fluid that helps lubricate the urethra. This fluid is also help neutralize acid substance left over from the urine. These glands produce a fluid that makes it easier from urine to pass through the urethra without using irritation.
Since we're done discussing about the external and internal organs of male reproductions together with their functions, let's move on to the conditions and disorder of the male reproductive system. So what are the common conditions that affect the male reproductive system? So basically there are more conditions that affect the male reproductive system, but these three is very common in male reproductive system, which is the STI or sexually transmitted infections, premature ejaculations, and male infertility. Okay, first, what is STI? So, STIs naman is also known as sexually transmitted disease. So, before di ang kaibahan ni STI kag STD naman is, when you say STI, it is an infection muna siya, infection. While STD naman, it is the lumala na yung infection natin, kaya na yung siyang sakit or disease, kaya na yung siyang sexually transmitted disease na siya. Infections that are primarily spread through sexual contact. So, ang STI daw isa rin siya ka-infections daw na spread through sexual contact or sexual activity. So these infections can be caused by bacteria, viruses, parasites, or fungi, and they can affect various parts of the body, though they most often involve the genital area. So mas ano daw ang infections daw is can be caused by bacteria, viruses, parasites, or fungi. So most often involved siya sa genital area naton. So next is, sabi ko nga ganyan na ang STIs daw is can be caused by bacteria. So bacterial STI. So we have chlamydia. Yung si chlamydia naman is the bacterial sexually transmitted infections, often asymptomatic but can cause genital pain and discharge. Yung si asymptomatic naman is bagan may ada na siya na symptoms pero di niya ma-feel kaya asymptomatic siya. Pero nagka-cause siya sa genital pain, siya sa parts na natong genital area and discharge. Another is gonorrhea. So gonorrhea can affect the genitals, rectum, and throat. So symptoms include discharge and pain. Same gapon sila. Ang symptoms niya ang kalaibahanan niya kay didi ang chlamydia o ang gonorrhea diri is may symptoms na siya, di na siya asymptomatic. Ang symptoms niya include discharge and pain, so sakit, so pain ang gonorrhea. While syphilis naman is begins with a source and can progress to more serious health issues if untreated. So ang syphilis naman is begins with source ka ng mga mga bagan lang siya, kining source na siya, but if napabayaan siya is can be serious and health issues if untreated. So, bagan fatal po siya kung napabayaan na siya na sakit. Next is we have viral STIs. So, ang viral STIs naman is amay ni na mga infections na caused by viruses. The human immunodeficiency virus or HIV, a virus that attacks the immune system and can lead to AIDS if untreated. So, noon naman yung HIV sa ato no kay isa siya ka virus na gina-attack niya ang atong immune system. Once na-attack ang atong immune systems, so kaya dali siya madapuan ng mga iba-iba na sakit like cancer or iba-iba na sakit. Kaya kung may HIV ka, di lang kay HIV or ang imong ginaproblema dili kung dili tibok ng mga sakit kay dali makasulod ang mga sakit because it attacks immune system. And if napabayaan naman siya, can lead to AIDS. So AIDS is very serious disease na it can be threatened na patay siya sa isa ka tao. And then herpes simplex viruses or HSV can causes genital and oral herpes leading to painful sores. So, isa po siya ka virus na po na nag-cause siya sa genital naton ug sa oral herpes. Nag-lead siya pinakasakit, masakit gayud siya na kay from the word painful sores. And then, human papillomavirus or HPV can cause genital warts and is linked to cervical and other cancers. So, ang mga sabi na kung pag tawag sini pag naanoon ka sa virus is dili lang mga virus gina-attack niya ang ating immune system. So kanin namang HPV naman is si genital warts bagan mga kulunggo baga mag na siya dito nagalink sila sa cervical and other cancers. Is hepatitis B naman ang last na viral STIs naton is affects the liver and can lead to liver damage or cancer. So ang hepatitis B naman ang main focus niya o gina-attack niya ang isa ka liver naton or because gina-attack niya ang liver naton, magkaigwa kita sa liver damage or even the cancer in the liver, hepatitis B, kung magkaigwa kita sini. So, next is the parasitic or fungal STIs. So, parasitic naman is caused by parasites or mga fungi, mga arsana. So, we have trichomoniasis. When you say trichomoniasis, caused by a parasite leading to itching, irritation, and discharge. So, ang trichomoniasis naman, isa siya kasakit caused by parasites. And then, kining nag-cause siya, kaya ang mga symptoms nila is kining bagang kanang itching or katol or very itchy, irritation, and discharge. Next naman is pubic lice or crabs. Bagan kining mga pubic lice kanang bagan gamay-gamay na bagan kuto sa isa ka tawo, but kani siya is gamay-gamay siya, matubo siya sa pubic hair, sa pubic lice. Kung sa atong buhok is may mga kuto kitang gitawag, di naman sa pubic lice or the small parasites that live on the pubic hair and cause itching. Of course, mag-live siya dito mga parasites na mga parasites din magka-cause mo siya sa pagkakati sa isa ka pubic nato diri sa obos. While ang candidiasis naman, candidiasis is a fungal infection often causing itching and discharge. Though it's not always sexually transmitted, bisan di siya always sexually transmitted, nagka-cause gyapon siya sa discharge and itching. So, next is transmission of STIs. So, transmission naman sa STIs naton are primarily transmitted through vaginal, anal, or oral sex with an affected person. So, amo gitong sabi na kung STI naman isa ka infections can be passed by other person because through vaginal, anal, or oral sex. So, alam natin vaginal through sexual active intercourse or coitus. Anal naman diri sa anus, while ang oral naman is bagan iruksan na mga kissing or din sharing needles or syringes. So, pinaka-common po ni siya na pag nag-share ka mo sa needles or syringes sa isa ka tao na may HIV na gingamit niya, tapos gingamit mo man, of course, magkaigwa ka sa STIs or infections. And then, next is from mother to child during childbirth. So, hindi naman it is inherited STIs naman. Bagan siya na-inherited mo sa mong parents, kaya nagkaigwa ka sa STIs or infections for sentinel infections like HIV and syphilis. And then, Symptoms of STIs, ang mga itong sabi na na genital sores or ulcers. Kung mag-igwa ka san ulcers or genital sores, basin may igwa ka na san STIs. Next is discharge from the penis or vagina, painful urination and intercourse, itching or irritation in the genital area, ang ito magkakati ang genital area naton, pelvic or abdominal pain, unexplained rashes or swollen lymph nodes or bagan may katubo lang nga mga rashes sa imong lawas na hindi mo ma-explain. So, amoy na ang mga symptoms ng STI naton. Then acquiring STIs naman is people acquire STIs through unprotected sexual contact with an infected individual. Factors that increase the risk of acquiring an STI include. So, paano na-acquired ang STI? So, na-acquired naman siya through having multiple sexual partners. So, kung damo-damo ka na partners na nagka-sex ka ng partners, then next naman is nagka-coitus naman ka sa isa ka partners, dumadamo na sexual partners. So, possibly, maka-acquired ka sa STI or sexually transmitted infections. So, next is not using condoms or other forms of protection. So, of course, if you don't use condoms and then that person has STI, so of course, ma-acquired man mo siya kay wala man kay protective na pagkuhan. Dapat mag-use ka sa condoms kung feel mo sa isa ka tao is may STI siya or may infection siya. The next is engaging in high-risk behaviors like unprotected sex or sharing needles. So, like balik naman ninyo. Then, prevention of STIs. So, paano ba mapiprevent ang STIs? So, the best ways to prevent STIs include using condoms. Of course, ang sabi ko na, mag-use ka sa condoms. Getting vaccinated. Next is the regular testing. So, kailangan mo magpa-test on regular. Frequent STI testing naman, especially if you have multiple partners, helps in early detection and treatment. So, of course, kung feel mo is magkaigwa ka sa STIs because of you have many partners or kailangan nimo magpa-test dayon ka para may bawaan nimo para ma-cure din siya nimo pa through healthy lifestyle changes. So kailangan nimo man regular testing. Next is limiting sexual partners. Of course, para hindi ka magkaigwa sa sexually transmitted infections, kailangan is isa lang imo ang partners na makipag para maiwasan or reducing the number of sexual partners lowers exposure risk. So, reducing number of sexual is naga-lowers man exposure sa risk. The mutual monogamy. When say mutual monogamy naman, be in a long-term, mutually monogamous relationship with a partner who is not infected. Next is, are STIs or sexually transmitted infections curable? So, bacterial and parasitic STIs, this can typically be cured. So, kanina, bacterial kay parasitics can be cured sila with antibiotics or anti-parasitic medications. Example na ng mga medications is chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, and trichomoniasis. So, take note that bacterial and parasitic ay ma-cure siya, curable siya through antibiotics. While viral STIs naman, these infections, example, HIV, and HIV are usually not curable. So, it means dili siya ma-cured. But, take note the but can be managed with medications to reduce symptoms. So, although di sila ma-cured, but can be managed naman sila through medications. So, sige lang sa hatag sa medications para may iwasan naman ang symptoms na ma-feel natin. For example, ang HIV is naka-HIV. So, since ang HIV natin is, di ba, ang HIV is gina-attacks niya ang atong immune system. So, since gina-attack niya ang immune system, maapektuhan man iba naton parts sa naton lawas, kaya makaigwa kita sa cancer, sa TB, iba-iba na ng mga madapo sa aton lawas na sakit ma-acquired naton because it attacks our immune system. So, although not curable siya, but can be managed naman siya through medications para mag-reduce ang symptoms, prevent complications, ang mga sabi ko, prevent complications and lower the risk of transmissions. So, ito, balik sa naton. Basta timandan nyo lang is ang bacterial and parasitics can be cured while the viral STI naman is cannot be cured but can be managed. Okay, we're going to move on to the next conditions is very common, premature ejaculation. So I know that we have you have already have a better insights about this premature ejaculations, di ba? So sa mga kalalakihan, almost ang kalalakihan sini is kabalugay sa premature ejaculation. So premature ejaculation is a condition in which a person ejaculates sooner during sexual intercourse than the or their partner would like. It is one of the most common sexual dysfunctions in men. So ang maging sabi na kon sa amin siya ang pinaka-dysfunctions gayud. Premature ejaculations can be classified in two types, lifelong or primary, and acquired secondary. So before ta mo next slides is discuss muna natin ang premature ejaculation. Sabi diri sa condition in which a person daw ejaculates sooner. So for example, ang pinaka-big example sini is nagkaigwa ka mo sa sexual activities sa imong partner. So ada na mga pitting, ada na mga ada na kamo sa tapos na kamo sa excitement phase, nagkada na ako sa plateau phase, din orgasmic phase, ug sana pag while himo ka mo sa sexual activity is wala pa gay nimo magan 1 minute pa lang or mga 2 minutes pa lang kining sa inyo ang pag nimo sa sexual activity is dedali naglabasan sperm ang sa kalalaki. So bagan dili normal kay ang normal is about 6 to 8 minutes or sana, pero kay 1 minute is naglabas din siya sa san dumadamon na sperm. So amoy na ang sexual ay ang premature ejaculation. So sooner during sexual intercourse. So wala pagay ka mo naglabasan na ng sperm ang lalaki. Amo ning ang gitawag na to premature, from the word premature, dili siya mature na ejaculations. So, causes of premature ejaculations, ano nga ba ang mga dahilan kung bakit nakakaigwasan premature ejaculation? So, PE can be inherited or genetic. So, premature ejaculation daw, it can be inherited or acquired over time. So, it can be both inherited and acquired. Here's a breakdown. Lifelong PE naman, this usually has a biological or genetic cause. Men with lifelong premature ejaculation often report experiencing it from their first sexual intercourse. Some factors include ang kanong men daw in lifelong premature ejaculation daw is experiencing in their first sexual encounter. So first nila na encounters pag sex daw kay mao ni ang di naglabasan dahil sa early ang lalaki. Amo ni some factors include low serotonin levels in the brain, hypersensitivity of the penis, inherited neurobiological conditions. So acquired PE naman daw is kay na is inherited siya, no. This types develops after a person has had normal sexual experiences without premature ejaculation. So normal siya without premature ejaculation. It can be triggered by psychological factors. So stress, kung stress ang sa katao, anxiety, relationship issues, depressions, or performance anxiety. So amo ini ang mga acquired PE. Kung example stress ka, anxiety ka, tapos di habo mo pa example lang nakipag kasi sa kababae, tapos bata ka pa, tapos and then dahil ginaisip nimo is bagandi ka pag gusto magkaanak. So during sa inyong sexual activity, wala pa gay ka mo nag-sexual intercourse, nalabasan ka dahil through anxiety, dahil stress ka or depressed ka sa bagay. So next is physical factors. Physical factors naman is hormonal changes, prostatitis, erectile dysfunction, or thyroid imbalance. How some people acquire PE. So acquired PE can be developed to itong sabi na akong psychological trauma or anxiety, health conditions such as prostate problems, relationship difficulties, mental health disorder, so use of substances like certain medications, alcohol, or recreational drugs. So prevention naman sa premature ejaculations. To prevent premature ejaculations, while there's no guaranteed way to prevent PE, certain strategies can help reduce its likelihood. So, may mga ginatawag natin na mga likelihood para strategies para mag-help to reduce. Behavioral techniques or exercise like the start, stop, or squeeze technique during intercourse can help delay ejaculation. For example, daw ang sani is bagan kung mag-ejaculate ng isa ka tao, kung ma-feel niya is maglabas na is gina-squeeze niya, din pagkatapos balik naman, start naman, din stop naman, na techniques kay para makontrol sa isa ang body
adapt na ang body na, example is kaya na makontrol, start and stop. So next is pelvic floor exercises. Strengthening the pelvic muscles can help with control. So kailangan po nimo ining bagan exercise through ang pa-strength nimo is mga pelvic area sa atong mga muscles sa pelvic. Next is the reason anxiety management. Is premature ejaculation curable? So, makikure ba ang inabor? So, yes. The answer is yes. Premature ejaculation is generally treatable. Treatment depends on whether the cause is psychological or physical and can include. So, when can someone acquire PE? Kano sa naman daw ma-acquire ng PE? So, at any stage of life. So, bisan asa basta ang katong kuan basta first nimo na 6 encounters ngadto nimo pod mahibaw-an kung may premature ejaculation ka ba, but it's more likely to occur in men as they age or experience new life, stressors, health conditions, or sexual relationship issues. And next is what is male infertility? So amo ni pantulo na conditions is ang male infertility. So when say male infertility, it refers to the inability of a man to cause pregnancy in a fertile female. So isa sa nag-refer siya sa dili ba ang lalaki is dili niya kaya bagan dili siya kaya maghimo sa biological children or isa niya ka anak dito sa fertile na babae or sa isa ka babae. So ang male fertility gid sini kanang bagan dili sila kaanak, di siya ka-cause og anak. So amo ning male infertility possibly because with the quality or quantity of sperm or other reproductive system dysfunctions. So nano ka nagkaigo kita sa male infertility? So male infertility can be either inherited or acquired. So here's a breakdown. So it can be both inherited or acquired. So inherited causes naman is some men inherit sa genetic conditions that affect fertility such as Klinefelter syndrome, a chromosal abnormality. So bagan may dili normal sa chromosome sa isa ka tawo kaya nagiging siya nag-cause siya para maging infertile ang isa ka lalaki. So cystic fibrosis naman can lead to missing vas deferens. Cystic fibrosis naman is baga nawala yung vas deferens. Diba ang discuss na ako ngayon na is earlier nag-discuss ako about vas deferens. Siya ang naga-travel sa sperm pakadto sa seminal vesicle. So kung mawala ang vas deferens, so of course mag-cause sa kung dili na mag-travel ang sperm kaya di na maka-create or makahimusan bata or di na maka-produce ng sperms dito sa isa ka babae. So other gene mutations affecting ang sperm productions. So next is acquired causes. So tapos na sa inherited, sa acquired naman ta. So ang acquired naman meaning develop infertility due to external or lifestyle factors. So gikan sa external and lifestyle. So bagan nagdepende siya sa paano mo gina-handle ang lifestyle nimo kaya nagkaigwa ka sa infertility. So common causes include infections. So pag mag-infections man katong sabi na akong STIs kanina, kung mag-STIs ka man, mumps or other infections can damage reproductive organs. Kung madamage ang reproductive organs mo. So next is hormonal imbalance, issues with testosterone and other hormones. So ang hormonal imbalance naman kapag ang hormone nimo is may issue about or sa testosterone nimo dili kay nagka-create sa naman ng testosterone or bagang dili gay siya nagka-create testosterone. So of course dili siya magkaigusan sperm or dili siya magkaigusan physical trauma naman, injuries to the testicles. So ang physical trauma naman is kung ma-injury ang atong testicles or testis sa isa ka lalaki, of course kung ma-damage na sa ilalom kaya dili siya makahatag og mga sperm sa testis baga nag-start ang sperm production. Kaya kung ma-injured di ka kaanak, pasensyahan. Lifestyle factors naman is smoking, excessive alcohol, obesity, drug use, stress, or poor nutrition. So kung always ka ga-smoke or always ka inom sa alcohol or bagang drunkard ka na person, and then obesity, kung tambok-tambok ka na, dako-dako ka na, tapos ang mga factors kailangan nimo maging maging fit or slim dapat ano lang exercise dapat ka. Drug use, kung nag-use ka man sa drugs, kung stress ka, ayaw ka, kaya di kayo mag-stress, or poor nutrition. So amoy na ang mga lifestyle factors na maaaring magkaigwa kita sa tawag sinina male infertility. So medications naman is some medications including chemotherapy or certain antibiotics can affect sperm production. So ang iba naman ng mga medications sa mga tambal naman is mga antibiotics is may mga igwa kita ng mga antibiotics na gina-affect nila ang sperm production sa particularly sa atong testis and male. So next is environmental factors. Exposure to radiation, heavy metals and toxins. So kung naga-expose ka dito sa radiation naman o mga heavy metals and mga toxins, kung imo nang ma-encounter na ng mga bagay sa imong papaligid nimo is maaaring maging infertile ka man. So prevention of male infertility. Paano ba ma-prevent ang male infertility? So we have maintain a healthy lifestyle. So amo gitong sabi na akon kung poor mo lifestyle magkaigwa ka sa infertile ka. So kailangan naton i-maintain ang healthy lifestyle, regular exercise, a balanced diet, avoiding excessive alcohol or smoking can reduce the risk. Yeah. Next is avoid the heat exposure. So prolonged exposure to heat, examples are hot tubes and then tight underwear. So kailangan nimo kining maging can reduce sperm production naman siya. Kailangan natong avoid nato ang heat exposure. So manage stress. Kailangan po naton i-manage ang stress. Kailangan kabalot mo handle sa tong stress naton. Protect against STI. So magito magamit ka sa mga condoms. The next is male infertility curable. So in many cases naman male infertility can be treated depending on the underlying cause. So mo lang balik naman ini, and then we have other mga common questions naman na gina-ask, no? So tapos na ito sa mga disorders and conditions sa male reproductive system. Now is going to move to the additional questions na lang. So can a man go through menopause? So sa una nyo, kining ang man ba mag-go through menopause? So the answer is no. So a man can't go through menopause. So why? Because menopause is the end of woman's or person's assigned female at birth's menstrual cycle. So ang menopause daw amo daw ini na sa na siya inclusively ang sa woman's na siya, sa babae lang ini na pag ma-end na ang menstrual cycle sa isa ka babae. So menopause means dili na sila ka anak, dili na sila kan make some biological children nila sa bata. So amo nang ang lalaki is bisan matigulang ang lalaki basta kaya pa mag-produce ng sperms is walay menopause sa lalaki. So pwede pa siya kahimusan bata, liwat kahimusan bata pag kaya pa sa isa ka lalaki. Amo lang ina ang kaibahan kung kaya sa isa ka lalaki mag-produce ng sperm. So wala yung menopause ng lalaki. So one of the biggest changes of the menopause, so amo na ito sa babae lamang. Additional naman is do men's ball change with age? Ang men's ball ba naga-change pag mag-aging na o maggurang na ta o magtanda? So the answer is yes. As you age or as we age, as your testicle or balls may shrink or lower, and then your scrotum may hang lower. So may shrink is bagan magaano siya, bagan magyut-yut sana din maghang lower na ang imong scrotum. And di ba ang scrotum siya nag-hold sa testis naton, biging hang lower na siya. So another naman is another important details naman is male can reach orgasm at various ages daw, typically starting during puberty, so which usually occurs between the age of 9 and 14. So ang male daw can reach orgasms at the age of 9 and 14. Then puberty naman, di ba ba sa orgasm? Puberty naman, so during puberty, boys experience a surge in hormones, particularly testosterone, which leads to the development of secondary sexual characteristics and the ability to ejaculate. So didi naman is the ability to ejaculate naman, ang age naman nila is take note nila sa begins around 11 to 12 years. Sa didi sila is kining kabalo na sila, may ability na sila to ejaculate, but it can vary gyapon, nagadepende gyapon. Next is masturbation and sexual experiences. So many boys begin to explore their bodies and experience orgasm through masturbation at the age of 12 to 16 years old. To 16 years of age. Then ang sexual activity naman, the capacity of orgasm during sexual activity can also during teenage years, typically in the age between 16 and 18 sa sexual activity. And overall, while the ability to reach orgasms typically begins in early adolescence, individual experience and maturity levels can vary significantly. So, dito natin sa pinaka-exciting part. How many sperm does a man can release during ejaculations? So, amo na yung mga pangutana. But answer is, a healthy male typically produces millions of sperms each day. In a single ejaculation, the average sperm count ranges from 15 million to 200 million sperm per milliliter. Grabe no? 15 million to 200 million per milliliter of semen. An average ejaculation daw typically contains about 2 to 5 milliliters of semen, meaning that each ejaculation can release anywhere between 30 million and 1 billion sperms. Keep in mind that sperm can count vary depending on factors like age, health, and lifestyle. So, magiging sabi na kung healthy ang isa ka tao, magkaproduce sa millions of sperm, pero kung dili naman, wag lang bilang. What are the advantages and disadvantages of masturbating? Ano na yun eh. Paborito ni Nakino, ma'am. What are the advantages and disadvantages of masturbating? So, masturbation naman is a natural and common activity that has both advantages and potential disadvantages depending on the individual and context. So, here's an overview. So, tunaan sa natin, ma'am, sa advantages, ma'am. Ang masturbation daw is a natural siya and common activity. Amoy ni ang advantages niya, physical health benefits. Sa physical sata, it relieves stress by releasing endorphins, feel good hormones. So, kung feeling mo stress ka, joke lang. Ang physical, kaya naga-relieve siya sa stress, nagapawala siya sa stress, o katumbay, gina-release niyang endorphins. Next is nag-help siya improve sleep quality. So, ginapa-improve niya, helps improve sleep quality, can promote better understanding of one's sexual preferences and responses. So, amo ning tatlo na sa benefits sa tong physical. Relieve stress, helps improve sleep quality, can promote better understanding of one's sexual preferences and responses. Next naman, ma'am, is we have emotional and psychological benefits. In emotional and psychological benefits, can boost mood and reduce anxiety. So, gina-boost niya ang atuang mood, and then gina-reduce man niya ang anxiety, ang advantages niya. Next is naga-provide siya sa safe way to explore sexuality without risk of sexual transmitted infections, STIs. So, sexual health benefits. Nag-helps naman siya improve sexual performance and stamina. Next, can address issues like premature ejaculation through self-regulation. So, ma-address po nimo ang issues nimo katong, for example, may premature ejaculations ka. So, maaari ito nimo gamiton ang start-stop techniques or squeeze through ejaculations, dili lang sa intercourse sa imong partner. So, nag-reduce man siya sa risk of prostate cancer. So, amo gito nila sabi na kung excessive ka mag-masturbate sa isa ka adlaw, for example, sa maka 3 times a day ka, bagan ma-reduce nimo ang risk sa prostate cancer. So, and men, so but na po yung mga dili dapat palabanan. So may mga some cases naman na mga addictions din na masturbation, just like 10 times a day sila, kaya ang ilang ginalabas na semen is nagarid na. So dili dapat gina-excessive kaayo palabanan. So bagan okay lang siguro 1 times a day pero or 3 times a day, but para ma-risk nimo ang prostate cancer kung gusto mo gawin ma-reduce ang risk sa prostate cancer. So mga 3 times a day siguro sana. Basta, some studies naman suggest that regular revisions might be beneficial. Regular lang maging be beneficial, maghapon siya. Then, disadvantage, din na sa disadvantage. So, physical discomfort or irritation. So, kung nag-amo kita sabi na kung excessive masturbation can lead to irritation or soreness of the genital. So, kung addiction ka na, hala pa, sige na lang masturbate. So, mag-irritation mo genitals area. So, next is may lead to temporary issues like fatigue if done excessively. So, syempre po yun ang isa katao kung magsige na siya. Then, psychological impact naman can cause feelings of guilt or shame due to cultural or personal beliefs. So, for example, ma'am, is kining very devoted ka as a Christian, or din bagan kining kung na you're compelled to do masturbations, kung nakahimo ka pagkatapos maghimo bagan maulaw ka sa imong kaugalingon tungod kay bagan diliin ni maayo sa imong personal beliefs nimo. So amo nga psychological impact. Next may lead to distorted perception of sexual relationships if it becomes substitute for healthy intimacy. Next naman is risk of addiction or dependency. So over-reliance on masturbations might interfere with daily life relationships or responsibilities. So, maging hadlang man siya sa daily life relationships sa katao or sa responsibilities niya. Can desensitize individuals to physical touch or real life intimacy in extreme cases. Next is the social and emotional consequences. Excessive focus on masturbation might reduce time for meaningful connections with others. So, kung sige na lang kag-focus sa masturbate niyo sa masturbation, kung imong focus is na dira, so of course ma-reduce nimo ma-waste nimo ang time nimo sa focus sa mag-masturbations instead na mag-collaborate ka or maging have a meaningful connections with other people. So ang gina-focus nimo sa masturbation, so amon siyang social and emotional consequences bagan na attach ka na dito sa pag-masturbate nimo. So wala na kay time pagipag socialize sa ibang na tao. So amo na mga rest man o mga disadvantages then amo lang po ito, ma'am. Thank you.